Who's the donkey? Who is the donkey now?
No smoke, they don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no smoke. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no smoke. Who's the donkey? Who's the donkey? We're going up Shrek.
Shout out to Pesta for that track. Dillian Whyte KO's Chisora, just like I said. I told people that watch out for that left hook, is coming. What a year for Dillian Whyte.
Yeah,
what
man.
a year, bro.
Yeah, listen, I obviously, even for the preview for this, I actually was hoping, as I said, I wanted Dillian Whyte to win. I just thought it was going to be a tricky fight. And I think I was right in that sense. I thought that's the best Chisora we've seen. The guy looked in shape, looked lean. The work rate that he had was good. But like you say, when you're in there with these brutes, man, you switch off for 1 second, lights out, because that was brutal. That was a brutal knockout, brutal.
I mean, like you said, hats off to Chisora. I mean, I didn't expect that performance. Like, to keep it up at that rate.
Yeah, man.
The pace that he kept going at, I was like, he's going to slow down any minute, but he kept going. But out of the two, you could see that Dillian Whyte, in terms of fitness-wise, he was still chilling.
He was fresh. He was bouncing. The only thing I would say is, and I know Ant and Joshua made reference to it whilst the fight was going on, but I didn't really like the way that whenever the opportunity presented himself to take him out, he didn't take it. And it was, I actually felt like, hold on a minute, this could be could cost him in the fight. If the two judges had Chisora winning that fight, which I thought was a bit weird.
Even though it was a point deduction as well, I was like, well,
yeah, I don't know whether that had been taken into consideration, but I'm not too sure. I mean, a lot of this is where I'm baffled, because it depends who the judges are, but a lot of people like seeing work rate, effort, hustle, bustle, and they don't actually acknowledge the better work, which I thought Dillian Whyte was doing the better work. I thought he was, although Chisora was busier and trying to be a bit more, the aggressor, I just thought Dillian Whyte actually boxed better than him. He was on the back foot, he let him come, soaked up his shots. Yeah, he took a couple, but he was getting the cleaner work done. So for me, I would question that. I'd be concerned with the judges on that one.
I agree, but I think Dillian Whyte proved to everyone had their doubts. So everyone said that Dillian Whyte's got heart, he's got determination, but the thing that everyone...
He's a boxer,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And the thing that people doubted Dillian Whyte was, does he have the discipline to not get involved in a tear-up like that? And this proved us, like we said in the Parker fight, it was such a professional performance.
Yeah.
And he showed it here again today. His patience in this fight was incredible. Like you said, that he could have pounced on those opportunities in the earlier rounds, but he just waited for his opportunity and it came. And that's the way we saw the fight. We saw the fight that Chisora was doing a lot of work, which was fantastic, but he was missing a lot, and a lot of shots were hitting the gloves. And Dillian Whyte was just doing the better work.
And like I said, fair play to Chisora, because I look at other heavyweights in the division, and the division is thriving at the moment. It's thriving. If he continues to have that discipline and come into boxing in that shape, there's a lot of fights left for him. There is fights left for him. I know he's the gate. They could all call him the gatekeeper or whatever, but. If he's obviously taking it seriously, it's a shame he's taken until 34 for him to realise what he needs to do. But I mean, he's obviously the donkey or whatever. But that's everyone. The people refer to him as that. But mate, he put in a performance today that would take out a lot of people. Would take out a lot of heavyweights in that division.
But then you got to think. Do you know what I mean? That KO, bruv. My man was looking at like Ferdy, bruv. He was like, "Why are you punching fucking fast? You hit me, I hit the canvas with my head."
All I'm saying
he was finished, bro.
All I'm saying, is, what's his name? He tried to do a Tyson Fury, innit? He tried to do a Fury. When he went down, he looked up and his body was like, you know what, do a Fury. But he went down, he goes, get her out. Yeah. He was lying down, his body was out, bruv, not for you, bruv. You hit Fury. Stay down, player, stay down. It's over. But it's a shame. It's sad, because I actually felt real sorry for him when you watched him. No, obviously you don't wish that on anybody, but you looked at him.
I hope he's all well and everything.
And that's what I mean. It was one of those that you looked at and you think, oh my God, this guy is actually... He looked like he was not going to get up from that at all. So it was good to see him up.
I think it was like, because it was such a great performance from him as well. For him,
it's a shame to see.
So let's just take. So do you think he should continue, or do you think he should call
absolutely continue? Because he seems to be. When he was a bit younger, he was loose, he was volatile, he never took things too seriously. It looked like, with his physique and stuff. Nowadays, I looked at him today, that's the best Chisora we've seen.
Yeah, but then who do you go and see him going to fight? The only thing that we saw is possibly a rematch with Takam.
Yeah, but people would watch that. People would watch that because that'd be just another brawl. But then, like you say, Jarrell Miller, for example. If Jarrell Miller wants to give it Larry Large, which he is, he's making noise coming to all these fights because he knows that this is where the money's at. So Jarrell Miller, why don't you fight Chisora? I reckon Jarrell Miller would do well to beat someone like Chisora.
You would? I don't think he can.
That's what I'm saying. But the problem is, if you're Jarrell Miller, you're probably thinking, I don't need that. If I take that fight and lose, there's no way I'm getting.
Yeah, but Jerome Miller actually needs a fight. He ain't got nobody on his record to say nothing.
He likes to talk a lot, but and fair play to him. He's obviously putting himself in the right areas, right? He's in the right places to get these big fights. But there's no way that he's going to get a fight with Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte. Well, why would they fight him? There's no need.
But yeah, I mean, to wrap that fight up, I mean, big up respect to Dillian Whyte. He's had a fantastic year.
Enough respect. We've backed him for a long time. Yeah, we still get Parker fans now cussing us. Oh yeah, why isn't Parker getting mentioned in all this? Parker took a fight the other day. He won against some nobody in New Zealand. That's what he's going to go back to. He's going to go back to fighting those guys and beating up idiots that are across the pond because he came here and he's failed twice. He come up against two top heavyweights and he got beat. Fact, finish, period. So unless he's got a belt, he won't get another super fight like that. I don't think. And Dillian Whyte today proved that he took Helenius out, he took Lucas Brown out, he took Parker out, and now he's beaten Chisora again. And everyone can be like, oh, Chisora, a donkey, whatever. But mate, that Chisora performance today would have wiped out a lot of heavyweights. Period. Fact.
Yeah, like I said, this is not. It wasn't a British. People say it's a British territory. Yes, it was in terms of where these guys are located and where they come from. But this fight was world level. This was world level, and that left hand has been causing havoc all year. So I mean, it has been a fantastic year for Dillian Whyte. I don't think you should see it as. Of course, he's frustrated in terms of where he wants to go for his next fights, but it's been a very, very good year for him. It was a big risk and it was a massive banana skin, we said, but he's come.
But that shows the character of the man. You don't care. Bring it on. Even if I might lose this fight, but I'm not here to wait around.
That's it. And he finds a way. And he finds a way.
So fair play to him. He's come on leaps and bounds as a boxer. He's not just someone who goes in there just throws himself off his feet. Deontay Wilder don't want that fight. Deontay Wilder knows that I need to get this Anthony Joshua payday. I need to get it ASAP, Rocky. That's the fight everyone wants to see. Fair play to Joshua for keeping his cool, because I know that if Dillian Whyte spoke to me like that, and I'm the champion, I'd be cussing. I would be cussing. So fair play to him, and you could tell he was spewing when he was giving that interview at the end. You could tell that he was getting really annoyed. But I see it from both perspectives. Dillian Whyte's perspective, he's like, I'm fed up of this, having to wait around to see if I can get my chance. I'm fed up of it. Just let's fight. Let's fight. But from Anthony Joshua's perspective, why would I want to take that fight when I know that the one that I want is Wilder, and he's earned that? So, it's a bit of a rock and a hard place with both of them, really.
I mean, we're huge Dillian Whyte fans, but I wasn't really having Dillian Whyte for that. Like, Joshua gave him a lot of respect for even the commentary. For the whole fight, he gave him a lot of respect in terms of how disciplined he was. He said that this is all a part of Dillian Whyte's plan and how fit he was looking, all this kind of stuff. He came up in a good way. He didn't come inside the ring.
He fist bump.
Fist bumped, didn't say great performance. And he said to him as well, he goes, listen, I'm trying to chase this Wilder fight, which makes all the sense, right? You want to get all the belts. If that doesn't happen, you're there. He goes, you deserve it. So for me, the way Dillian Whyte just walked out the ring, and you can tell Joshua was pissed because he's like, hold on, I've dealt with the situation nicely.
And I've given you respect.
Given you full respect, and you come out like that. So I get Joshua being pissed off because look, let's flip the script, right? If Dillian Whyte was the champion and he's chasing that final belt, why would you want to go and fight this other dude when you can get that belt? I'm sorry, bro. It doesn't make... Dillian Whyte's got to think of it logically and just sort of...
But then I said, like you said though, from both perspectives, I do feel sorry for Dillian Whyte because he puts himself through...
But he's mandatory though. So
yeah, well that's it. So exactly. So it would happen if you don't fight Wilder. It would happen. And fair play to him because he's got himself into that position. But like you say, he just had a fight. Emotions are going to be high. Adrenaline's pumping. You probably look back at it and think, it was just a waste. I didn't have to do that. But adrenaline's pumping. The question is going to be who you want to fight next. Clearly, he wants to fight Joshua because he thinks he can beat him. He absolutely rocked him. He rocked Joshua's world in that fight the last time, and he wasn't in shape. Look at him now in comparison to where he was back then. He's in much better shape now. So. It'd be a good fight. So
if Dillian Whyte doesn't get the Joshua fight in April, what does Dillian Whyte do for you personally in that time?
Well, someone's got... So the thing is... the thing is, he's got to fight... Joshua's going to have to make a decision. He's going to fight Wilder or he's going to fight Dillian Whyte. If he doesn't fight... If it does become Wilder versus Joshua, then he should just wait. Just sit tight and fight the winner of that fight.
But he's not the one to stay... He wants to stay active.
It's December.
You want to be, right?
It's December. It's December now.
Yeah.
So January, February, March, April. They're talking April as a fight. So that's going to be a camp. So look how many fights he's had in this year. So he probably needs a bit of a rest for his body because he's had shoulder problems and stuff. So it probably works out timing wise. So if he doesn't get that fight, I don't think he needs to worry too much. I'd say, right, I'll fight the winner. And that would happen next year. But like you say...
You're talking summertime.
Summer, yeah, probably. But the thing is, where else do you go? You fight Jarrell Miller? What do you get out of fighting Jarrell Miller? What do you get out of it?
He doesn't even deserve it.
Yeah. Who'd you fight? Did you fight Chisora for the third time? It'd be a good fight. People will watch it, but it's lost. It's taken the edge. You've beaten him twice. Do you know what I mean? You fight Fury? For me, Fury beats all of them. Hands down, Fury beats them all.
I mean, I know Brazil's fighting... probably fighting right now.
I like Dominic Brazil. I think Dominic Brazil is another one that people don't want to fight. He's a bit like the American equivalent of Dillian Whyte. Joshua came a bit too early for him.
I wouldn't say he's as destructive, and he hasn't had those big fights as yet.
But this is what I think in the same, not the same style of fighter. I think they're in the same sort of career, the situations in their career. Dillian Whyte's obviously a little bit further down, but no one really wants to fight Dominic Brazil because they're like, oh, it's a tough fight.
What about Luis Ortiz? That's a risk.
But what's in it for Dillian Whyte? What's in it for him? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing in it. And that's the problem. I was talking to one of my friends, actually, as soon as the fight finished. The disappointing thing for Dillian Whyte is that in this weight division, it's the best weight division at the moment. It's a flag bearer for boxing, but there's two champions. There's only two champions. Typically, you have four champions and you have different persons with different belts. So you've got different routes. But there's two guys with belts, and they're on a clash course to fight each other. That's the problem that Dillian Whyte's in. It's a bit like the football situation. In another year gone by, Liverpool would be miles ahead at the top of the league. But because Man City is so good, but that's where they're at. So unfortunately for Dillian Whyte, he's in a situation where he's just got to wait. There's only those two. There's only those two options there for him. There's not a lot of different options, and it's just that timing. He's in the heavyweight division at this time, at this moment. Any other time, he's got four champions and got four routes. So, I'd say sit tight. Great performance, but unfortunately, you are now becoming one of the most avoided men because ain't no one would have had that. No one wants that work. Yeah,
because now he's just proven so he's got the skills now as well.
Yeah,
and the temperament to actually fight. Before he's like risking. If you get emotionally involved, you can do this, but he's proved it.
And he's in good shape.
And he did really well not to get drawn into that. So hats off to you.
And to stay true to what his game plan was, knowing that I will land, and when it landed, mate, it sent shudders. It made me shudder when I saw that. Because Chisora's no fool.
And he's hard to knock down. Mate,
fair play. A great fight. Thanks for both fighters because I've enjoyed watching that. I'd watch that again. I would watch it again. It's like Canelo and
for me, I think it's done now. For me personally, I think it's done. I think
you'd watch it though if it was on. You'd watch it.
Yeah, of course you'd watch it. But for me, Whyte needs to look forward and wait, like you said, but either wait for that fight or stay active. So let us know your opinion on this fight, the viewers. I mean, did you see it as a great performance from Dillian Whyte and being patient, or was you did you have the same as the judges? The judges had it like, was it 2 rounds?
Two judges had Chisora up.
Chisora up. I mean, how did you guys see it?
And what did you think of the points deductions? I think they're justified. I think Chisora knows what he's doing with the elbow.
And the judge gave him
enough warnings. So I agree with it, but it's just a shame because I think that did make an effect on how Chisora got a little bit desperate then, and I think that's what left himself open to get clapped.
So until the next fight, don't forget to share, like and subscribe, people. Cheers.